of nurturing and grooming fellow change agents to make Nigeria a better place.
As a matter of fact, I tell my colleagues that what
development comes by a critical mass of citizens undertaking the
Until we change the way our system is, until we have that shit from the
Nigeria has a population of 170 million people approximately.
I'm speaking on the topic politics of ideology, not power, money. I repeat, politics of ideology, not power, money. What is politics? I define politics as methodology or activity of running a government, organization, or a movement. Politics could also be defined as a profession of politicking or a profession involving political activity. Another core word is ideology. What is ideology? Ideology, doctrine, philosophy, principles, or body of beliefs that governs a body, a group of people. What we have witnessed in recent time in Nigeria is monetized politics, or politics of money. We are in a state of political glaucoma. When you study the manifestos of different political parties, you will discover that they share things in common. But what we have seen in the terrain is a departure from what we had in the past. In the early 50s, so mid-60s, our politics was politics of ideology. And particularly, the Action Group came out to define their own ideology as democratic socialism. And it's about egalitarianism. It's about equality of good fortune. Action Group did not stop there. They were able to crystallize this in the anthem of the Action Group that later metamorphosed into UPN afterwards. And it says, it's a duty that we hold to a great dear motherland, to enhance her and to boost her in the heights of all the world. Egalitarianism is a national watchword. Equality of good fortune must be to issue a reward. Up, Nigeria, and take their rightful place. This is the birthright and the destiny Africa's leading light to be. But today, you don't have politicians anchoring on a particular ideology. Our politics is about money. It's about what you will get and what you become. And even in government, what people ask is, what is in it for me? Not what is in it for the people. And this is not surprising. If you study the history of Nigeria from the pre-colonial era to the colonial era, you will discover that what we had was a relationship of inducement between the colonialists and the African rulers. And we have graduated from that point to the point of unsatiable thirst for money and corruption. And when you study the political history of Nigeria from 1951 to 66, when we had the First Republic, then when we had the Westminster model of parliamentary system of government, and under the British supervision, you will discover that also, to a large extent, there was corruption within the system. Money played a role. But you see, because the Westminster model was initially under the British supervision, corruption was not so pronounced. But by the time the British left our soil and we had our political leaders ruling, money became a major issue. Even from that point in time, people began to buy votes with money. People began to give tax money to oppress the forces of opposition for their opponents. And even when we had the military regime after the 1966 coup, even all through to 1979, the military era was not an exception. Money played a major role. It's about greasing their pockets. In fact, as a matter of fact, military regime is supposed to be corrective. But at the end of the day, they were discovered to be even more corrupt than their civilian counterparts. And when you now look at 1979 to 1983, I call that period the period of darkness in the political terrain of Nigeria. What happened then was a politics of brigandage, thuggery, violence, vendetta. And because of poverty, youths became thugs behind politicians. Because a lot of them could not get means of livelihood. They become thugs by politicians. And when you look at that period, that was the beginning of the end for Nigeria and for our economy. In the sense that money became the in thing in the political terrain. I remember that in 1983, my father was in the National Assembly from 79 to 83. And I discovered that they wanted my father to join the MPA. And they brought a sack of money, 75,000 cash to our house. My father to change to MPA. 75,000 that time is more than 70 million now. Far, far more than it. And for about a week or plus, our house was smelling of money. But that day, I felt, well, this national cake. My father rejected that money. I said to my father, you rejected national cake. They brought national cake to your house and rejected it. My father looked at me. He said, if you don't have what you are standing for, you'll fall for anything. He said it was not in politics because of money. And that he wanted to have our own life to live. That he didn't want to live our own life. Where am I going to? Chief Abufemolo warned that time that the economy of the Nigerian state was heading for a rock. And there was a need to salvage it. Money was commonplace with politicians. They were carrying money with sacks. Money was the end thing. But listen, there was still element of ideology that time. As exemplified in UPN, that's the Unity Party of Nigeria, PRP, People Redemption Party, GMPP, Great Nigerian People's Party, and MPP. We still had elements of ideology, the politics of that time. But MPN stood as a conservative element, while the UPN and others, they stood as a progressive element in the political area of Nigeria. You will discover that in that Second Republic, most of the states where other parties rule, they had a lot of developmental projects in place as compared to places where the MPA ruled. Not only that, if you trace it to the First Republic, as I mentioned earlier, you will discover that a lot of things that we have to show today, particularly in southwestern Nigeria, they were done in the era when there was ideology in the politics of this nation. If you go to your state, they talk of first TV station, television station in Africa, first sports stadium in Africa, first story building, 25 high-rise building, 25-story building, I think in West Africa. And so many firsts. The Premier Hotel, first of it. By the time the old Western region had a TV station, France as a nation did not have a TV station. And it was the politics of ideology there. Despite the fact there was still a problem of money. But not as pronounced as this. What do we have? What we had since 1999 to date. We have politics of money. Why? Because as an outflow of military incursion into politics, as an outflow of the Second Republic, poverty, penury, became established in our system. And day by day, successfully, regime after regime, both military and civilian, the poor people, they are getting poorer. The rich people are getting richer. And politics is so established in Nigeria today that when you see somebody who is dressed in suits, or even if he's riding a car, it doesn't mean that he will not beg you for money. I don't know how long ago we had so much beggars on the streets of our state capitals than now. I can't remember how many madmen rather we had on our state capitals, on the street of our state capitals today. We never had so much madmen on the street than before. Today we have more madmen. We have more beggars on the street. Why? Because the right people are not doing it, and they are not doing it right. Because our politics is without ideology. It's politics of money. And why has money become so important in our politics? Why has money become the instrument of political enthronement? Because of poverty. As a matter of fact, I tell my colleagues that what they call poverty alleviation is poverty promotion. Because they give people rice, they give people ankara, they give people cups of salt. To go out, they give people money as small as 150 naira, 200 naira to go and vote, and people go out to vote. And since 1999, I asked them a few weeks ago. I said, "Has your life changed since 1999?" And some of them will tell you that since we don't have food to eat, if anybody gives us money, we'll take it. Oh, that's what we are going to do. We know when they get there, they will not do anything for us. That I told them. So because you are hungry, you eat poison. I said to them, when the politician gives you money, when the politician gives you cups of salt and cups of rice and ankara, and you go and vote for him, you are not only eating your future, you are eating the future of your children and your children's children. They are trading with the lives and the destiny of our people. They have godfathers, give them money to go and contest election. And after they win, they rip off the people. They are trading with the destiny of the people. And that is why people like us, you won't see us join APC or PDP, because we have a vision. We cannot continue this way if Nigeria will change for better. I don't believe PDP is the change that we need. I don't believe APC is the change that we need. The change that we need is on the inside of us. It's on the inside of everyone seated here today. I've been in the political terrain. I began to pursue this vision since 2005. And when I go to talk to people, no matter how glowing, how practicable the solution I prefer to their problem, they ask me, "We want money. Go and bring money. Go and bring money. Go and bring money." And you want to hear the truth? The people who are asking us for money, they are the people who go out to vote. They are the people who stay under the sun, the scorching sun, to vote. You will not vote. A lot of you will be watching DSTV on the day of election. You read newspaper, your sitting room. A lot of our professors and doctors, they watch television on the day of election. And the people that will go out to vote, the market women, the traders, the artisans, they ask us for money. What are the ways out? What's the solution? Number one, there is something wrong with our moral values. We do not promote integrity. We do not promote dignity of labor. We do not promote honesty. Even in the house of God, there's so much pollution. How will people turn away from politics of money? How will people stop getting to power? Because they have ill-gotten wealth. How? If our moral values do not change. Our moral values must change. We must begin to dethrone money and enthrone values. I tell my professional colleagues that when you don't do politics, you allow your inferiors to rule over you. Because a lot of people have been governors, they have been state assembly members, they have been national assembly members, they didn't have correct school certificate results. A lot of you are seated here with PhD, master's degree over. Some people who didn't have correct school certificate, they are ruling over you. Some people who are sacked in their places of work for embezzlement, they are ruling over you. Number 3, it matters that we get people of character into politics. Austin says that leadership is a combination of 2 things: strategy and character. That if you must lack any, lack the strategy. We need men of character, men that the spoil of office not buy over. Men who will not forget themselves. In 2011, the logo of my party did not come out for the election in Oyo State because of the activities of some politicians. And you know what the Electoral Act says? The exclusion of a duly registered political party from the ballot is automatic nullification of that election. Come and see. The opposition party began to beg me, with money to nullify the election of the ACN government. And the ACN began to beg me to withdraw my case from court so that they'll be able to have the government. You know, I'm a man of God in politics. I went to God because my camp was divided. He wanted me to take money. I believe that. Okay, whatever God says I should do. I went to the presence of God. And God said to me, if I pursue the case to the end, there will be every bloodshed in Oyo State. He wanted me to fight the good fight of fight of blood. So I called the leaders' meeting and we agreed to withdraw the case. We agreed on position with the Haitian government. Oh, you know, before I knew it, within the next few weeks, there was noise all over the town. I was given 350 million, I was given 400 million. Politicians cannot fathom it, that somebody will do that without taking money. I didn't take a dime from the ACN government. We know that case from God. I will do that case from the Christians. Because politicians believe everybody is sellable. By the time they dangle money with you, you will lose your head. They can't fathom it. They can't believe it. Somebody will draw a case from court without taking money. We have chosen to be different. We have to choose to be different. So that money will not continue to take the fall. Money will not continue to determine. Wake up. Dream dreams. When I came out to contest election in 2007, people thought I was crazy. Why would I come out with a party like Action Alliance to contest election in a state dominated by PDP talks and touts? In a state known for guns and cutlasses, for brigandage. They thought I was crazy. We said, this guy's talking about governorship. He's not even talking about councillorship. He derided me, said it to my face. But I continued to this. Because I didn't stop in 2007. Despite the era of ballot box snatching, despite the daylight robbery called election in Oyo State, because I didn't stop. In 2011, Special Advisor to Government Affairs, Special Advisor Education, and later Commissioner of Information. Those who were mocking me that time, those who mocked me that time, they were the ones that said, look, oh boy, come out. If God could make you commissioner, he will make you governor. What a dream. Must we follow them? We need a generational change. That's another solution. We need a generational change in the policies of Nigeria. About 70% of the population of Nigeria, we are youths. And you want to hear the truth. Those old people, they do not want to live and they have nothing better to offer. Brothers and sisters, they have nothing better to offer. Albert Einstein says that the significant problems we face cannot be solved by the same level of thinking that created them. They were part of the problem. They cannot give us solution. If they can give us solution, we won't be churning out graduates. People are jobless. What they call employment in my state is putting people in the civil service. They can't get it simply. It's not the duty of the government to give people jobs. You create the enabling environment to generate employment. They can't get it. Waste, refuse remains a problem in Oyo State forever. You know why? They can't get it. God said to me, until waste becomes a source of wealth creation and employment generation in Oyo State, the problem cannot be solved. If we are going to move away from policy of money and get to policy of issues, our mindset must change. Our mindset must change. As long as our mindset is the same. I gather some of you, I asked, what you do when you get to work? They said they will steal money. Everybody is stealing it. Where would the change come from? The change. Our political systems has not worked. After policies that it does not work. We had the ideology before. It didn't work. So, policies of money. What to change it? We have.